Hello everyone, welcome back to the Talent 500 YouTube channel, and this is SDET interview series. I have created many more videos on the same series, so those links are in the description section. So I would definitely suggest you to go through those videos before coming to this one, because all those are interlinked. So yes, so stay with us and let us know your input if you have any in the comment section. Okay, so our today's topic is very interesting, and first of all, this why I have picked this question, because many of folks has asked me this question on LinkedIn DM that when we are starting to build a automation framework, then what are the key areas we should focus on, right? Because there are a lot of ways to design a test automation framework, right? You can use any of the ways, any of the design patterns, any of the architecture, right? But at the end of the day, there are a couple of things, okay, which are quite important to look after when designing the frameworks, right? And why we have to focus on those areas? Because it will increase the scalability of your framework. It will increase the optimization, right, of how the framework is designed, and the ease of use, right? Because that is the important thing. Many of the times we see like we have to train our manual QAs or functional QAs so that they can use our framework easily. That's why always remember that your framework should not be complex. There is no credit be given if you make your framework complex. Rather than try to make it easy to use so that a person can easily learn it and start using it and contribute for the test script design. So let's start with our topic: key focus areas for building a robust test automation framework. So the first thing that you should focus is folder structure. Before you design an automation framework, make sure that you can visualize what kind of folder structure you are going to keep. So establish a strong foundation of your automation project. I would suggest design a image kind of thing, right? You can use any tool to do it, draw.io diagram or anything. Draw.io diagram is a good website, okay? Draw.io. And in that, first design that how you are going to make your folder structure. Now I'm going to show you, those are the theoretical things I have written, but I'm going to show you on real time that how basically a good folder structure looks like. Okay, so let's jump into IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, so if you can see over here, this is the folder structure I have designed for my framework, right? So if you see over here, there are three things you need to focus: SRC main, SRC test, and the resources folder. Okay, now as an ideal framework, what you should do, you should keep your drivers, test data, and your XML suite, configuration.properties, log4j.properties, extend config.xml, everything inside your resources folder. So those are the things which are basically externally added to your project so that you can utilize the information which lies behind these files, right? It may be a driver, a JSON test data file, an XML suite, a property file, right? An extend config.xml, anything it may be. Everything should go inside your resources. Now, what should go inside your main and test? Always remember, your main should not contain anything related to test script design. Everything related to test script design should go inside your test. Correct? So your test folder should have all the test scripts. Now what you should have in your main folder? Main folder should have multiple packages as per the requirements of your framework, but the minimum ones are like pages, core, and util. These three are minimum I'm talking about. What should go in your core? Core is nothing but your driver script, where you will set up your before suit, after suit, right? Calling your extent report, test ng, anything. Before suit, after suit, right? Before test, after test, those things usually get managed over here in the core. Or if you want to create a class to manage your driver, right? Or your configuration manager, driver manager, everything will go inside your core. Now what will go inside your pages? Usually we follow page object model, right? So all your locators, methods related to action on locators, everything will go inside your pages. Right, so pages package will have classes according to your pages. And what will have util? Util should have all the common methods. Always remember, util should have generic common methods. For example, sending an email, reading an JSON, robot utility, screenshot utility, retry listener, extend report, all those things should be in your utility. Util should not contain anything related to your project. Why? Related to your project, specific to your project. Why? Because there may be a team who want to consume your util package, right? That's why try to make it generic so that rest of the team can refer it, utilize it, right? So you are increasing the utilization of this one. Makes sense, correct? I hope it is clear. If you folks want to make a more detailed one on this, then do let me know. I will create another video. But this is overall the gist about it, right? Hope it has cleared a couple of things, right, folks? Awesome. So let's move on to the next one. So the first thing is folder structure, where we have figured out that resources folder need to be properly done, and then your test, and then your main, right? And what you can create inside your resources and what you can put inside your main package, correct? So the next thing is test data management. Whenever you design a framework, you have to make sure that you have considered the best way to manage your test data. So now there are three ways which are very famous. First is Excel sheet. Second is CSV, pretty much similar. Third is JSON. Which one is my favorite? Obviously JSON. So if you are designing a framework from scratch, go for JSON. Never opt for Excel or CSV. Those are difficult to manage, heavy, right? And it takes time to load it and download it. So very clumsy things, okay? Don't go into Excel. My personal advice, go for JSON, okay? So now what you should do, you should always try to create test data inside your resources. Okay, so just let me show you quickly how I have managed my test data. So usually what I do, I create a test data inside resources, and inside that I used to create test data.json. So you can create multiple JSON files according to the requirement. Now how you decide? For example, you have a banking client and you are testing three things: withdrawing money, depositing money, and deducting money for EMIs. Now if those data related to those three things are very different and used, try to create three different JSON with three different name, right? Withdrawing.json, depositing.json, EMI.json, so that it will be more easy for you to manage, right? But if it is small one, lesser content, then use array, it would be easy. See, so I have created a test data.json file. Then what you need to do, you need to write a method which will read data from it. Where you will keep that method? Inside your utility. See, JSON util. So my JSON util, what it will do, it is going to read this test data.json file, and then it will fetch the data from here and use it in test script. So that's what I have done in my test script. In my test script, what I have done, I have used this one to get data from JSON. Correct? And this is the framework actually I used to provide to my students. So this is my own frameworks, right? So it's not like you cannot follow it. You can just follow it also if you want, right? You can just look into the structure I have used. But yes, test data management is very important. Make sure you are not using any messy format, because it will create problem going further in your project, right? Try to make it standardized. Third thing is test suite management, obviously, right? You have to write a script and you have to create test suite. So make sure that before designing your framework, you are clear in your head that how you are going to manage your test suite. So there are many ways to manage your test suite. Either you can go with the TestNG XML suite with packages, with classes, with methods. There are many ways, right? But usually we prefer groups. Group tag with testng.xml is the best combination. Why? Because let you have 5 test cases, right? And if you want to make it part of 3, you want to make it part of both smoke and regression, and 2 you want to make part of only smoke, then by grouping you can manage those things very easily. Now to give you a proper example, so what you can do basically, let me show you one quick test case which will help you, or else I will write it immediately. Okay, so what you should do, if I will take you to my XML suite over here, right? I have told you, right? I create a separate stng.xml inside my resources, and here I used to keep my this one, correct? So if you can see, this is different suite I have created: sanity, smoke, regression. So those kind of suite you should also manage: sanity, smoke, regression. And if you want, you can create kind of functional wise also, right? Withdrawing suite.xml, money withdraw.xml, right? EMI.xml, like that, EMI suite.xml. Anything is fine, but at least you should have smoke and regression for sure. So if you see here, I have used classes, right? And in the task here, I have also used classes. In parallel also, I have used classes. So this is one way I am doing it, correct? Another way is you can use groups. Groups is the best thing, I would say. What you can do, you can just pick any of the test case. Okay, let me show you a couple of test case over here. So for example, this is my test case, right? And I want to make it part of sanity suite. Then what I can do, I can simply use groups over here, right? I can use groups over here, and here I can write smoke suite, correct? Now if I want to make this test case part of both smoke and regression, what I can do, I can simply use like this, smoke regression suit. Right now, what you can do, you can simply call this group in your XML suite. So instead of this classes, what you will do, you will simply use, instead of classes, you can use the group tag. If you are not sure that how you can use group tag, then let me show you quickly. Group tag should be used like this. So here what I am doing, I am calling all the test cases related to regression suite. So wherever you have mentioned regression suite tag, it will pick that test case and execute it. So it will pick this test case too. So now if you want to just make sure that you are just copy pasting this one, this should be exact, right? Group tag. If you want to run smoke suite, what you will do, you will just mention smoke suite in over here. So instead of regression, what you write, you will write smoke, and instead of regression, you will write smoke. So now the question is, if I want to execute both smoke and regression, just add one more to it. That's it. Right? So this is how basically we use group, and this is the most used technique in most of the projects, right? So make sure to use group tag with multiple suites like smoke, sanity, regression, like that, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one, that is generic utility package. Trust me, when you are designing your automation framework, 60% of effort you should put on utility package. Why? Because this package is going to manage your entire framework, right? For example, if you want to take a screenshot, you will write a screenshot utility. If you want to manage keyboard action, you have to write robot utility. If you want to send an email, then you have to write email utility. If you want to integrate with Jira, then you will write a Jira integration utility. So everything you do in your framework, you need to write a particular generic methods inside this utility package. So let me just quickly show you. I have already shown you, just for a quick review. Those are the things I have kept in my utility. Okay, so JSON reader, retry listener, software session utility, fail retry. So similarly for in the UI, those are the projects I provide to my students. So I'm just showing it to you so that you will also get an idea. So for example, how to send an email, extend report, JSON utility, retry listener, robot utility for keyboard action, to take screenshot utility, string util, so that you can generate string at runtime, right, with using Java. So all those generic methods I used to keep in utility package. And very important tip over here, whenever you are explaining your framework in interview, make sure that you are explaining the utility package properly. Okay, very important. Okay, never miss it. Apart from the things I have mentioned, test suite, test data, folder. So how you should explain your interview question folder about framework, folder structure, test data, test suite, generic, and then last one is integration with CI/CD. This is very important, because if your framework, whatever you have designed, is not part of CI/CD pipeline, then trust me, you are losing 70 to 80% of ROI of your framework, of your effort in designing the framework. Because see, if you have written 100 test scripts, but those test scripts are not executing in the pipeline and it is not part of the release cycle, then the ROI of the automation effort would be very less. So down the line, what will happen? Either your higher management will not be interested to invest more, or they will try to reduce. Correct? So make sure whatever you are doing in automation, to make it part of the pipelines. Right? So I have written a very nice blog with Talent 500, like how you can integrate Maven or pom.xml with Jenkins. So watch it. Okay, it will help you a lot. And I have also created a video where I have explained what are the framework level of interview question that can be asked on in Talent 500. You can just, I will just put that link over here in the description. Okay, just go through it and make sure to understand how you can integrate pom.xml or Maven with your Jenkins. Minimum I'm talking about. Okay, and what are the rest of the things you should focus on? How you integrate your pom.xml with pipeline, how you are scheduling your job, how you are triggering your job, and how to fix a failed job in Jenkins. Those 4 things are very important. So whenever you design a framework, always keep in mind that at the end of the day, my framework designing is not completed unless I have integrated it into the pipeline. Right? So those 5 things are the most important: integration, generic utility package, test suite, test data, and folder structure. I hope that this has helped you folks, and thanks to Talent 500 to help us in creating this video, right? I hope you guys have liked the session, and I have created a lot of series on SDET, so do go and check those out. And please subscribe to the Talent 500 YouTube channel so that next time when we prepare a interview series, you guys will be notified about it. Till then, take care, bye bye, and do remember, if you have any doubt, put it in the comment section.